Hey guys, John here with a Pocono track guide. We're just gonna cover how to get around the track safely, problem areas where you can expect like a wreck or somebody spinning out, uh, pit entry, not so much pit exit because there's a lot of room there. Also, as a disclaimer, this is my fourth time at Pocono. I joined iRacing in March 2015, and this track still gives me a hard time, especially corner one. So it's not going to be the end all of be all, but if you're just starting out or you don't know the Pocono track or that kind of stuff, this has a potential of being pretty helpful to you. But I mean, if you've been around our racing and you know the track, you're probably not going to learn anything. But anyway, going forward. So we're going to try and do a couple of good laps here, and then we'll get out of the car and cover some stuff. One thing I will cover right here though is some people like to downshift in one. Personally, if I do it, it's going to be in cold weather because I just can't get off the corner well enough when it's hot and it's slippering all around. So in two here, want to brake when the barrier gets thicker, and it's really important that you set up your corner properly there. I didn't get a good exit. But the last thing you want to do is like do a small correction in the tunnel turn, because that's going to kill your momentum. So in three, we want to keep light throttle until we're good to float. I could have probably floated a bit earlier there. So coming into turn one, we're going to hit the brakes at the 1 marker. Set up our exit. That's not too bad. It could have been better. So again, here when the barrier gets thicker, we're gonna hit the brakes, get our angle right. Step out of it. Oh, there it goes. A bit better. And at the start of the corner. Oops. Alright, that was a 54.266. That's not too bad for this weather. As you can see, I'm tracking a bit slower there. Pretty sure with the downshifting. See, I corrected there in the tunnel turn, and look what happened. So it's really important to get like a good line of entry, and be patient when it's time to hit the throttle, so you hit it at the right time. Because when you hit your entry right, you're gonna get the impression that you're good to step on it, but you're not. Alright. So this lap you'll learn how to not take 1 and 2. So we'll get out of the car here and cover some other things. Alright, let's So the main thing is, especially on the starts or restarts, is that this is a drag race, pretty much to turn 1. With the green coming out like really not long after the pace car gets in, people jump starts, you know, like it's an absolute chaos. The start here, like, you know, seeing 4 wide is very common every race. Some people time the start properly, some don't, but the fact is that you always know, like when you see that pace car, you have a good idea of when the green is going to come out, so it's easy to time. So the first area is like, if you're in the back of this whole stretch there, hit the brakes early. Like, maybe let off the gas at 2, start braking around here. Like, don't wait till 1, because the lower the split, the more chances are that there's going to be like a big wreck right here. So at the entry in the middle of the corner, and then at exit, if it went well, some people are going to be wide, some people may hit the wall. So this is a good section to keep an eye out for potential wrecks if you're in the back. Coming up here, if you have a run on somebody, it's really important that you know who you're racing against, because coming up to the tunnel turn it's a difficult pass. Like unless it's a restart and like everybody's like too wide already, then it's it's not as big of a deal. But if you can move out of a pass here, or if somebody's on your inside and they're gonna pass you, you're better off to just brake a little bit early, and then you get like if you hit the brake a bit early, but not too early, just enough so they keep the inside lane. Then you back off a bit early, you're able to start your turn properly. And if everything went well, by the time you get to about here, like you'll be like pretty close to their bumper because you get to do the turn well, and then you'll be able to do a crossover move and try to pass it back here. Like it's always better to do it that way than to go too wide in the tunnel. I mean, it just multiplies your chances of getting into something. So we're trying to finish the race is what we're trying to do. Now another problem is that if you did the crossover move and you're coming on the inside, if you watch the video from my race yesterday, I tried passing on the inside like a bunch of times, and the only times it was successful is when the person I was passing let me go. Crossover, if you do get by them in the corner, they'll be carrying more speed coming out of the corner. They'll be able to do a crossover or whatever. So just keep that in mind if you're trying something on the inside. Like I kept trying instead of learning that it's probably best to maybe just make a move on the outside, or just be a complete dick and take like half the preferred line to be sure I passed them. So just whatever you try to do, if you decide to run close to a car, be sure you can hold your line. I mean, if you're gonna be a douche about taking like half a lane that you technically don't have, at least hold your line. It'll make things a lot smoother. So you see like I'm running high here. You probably want to enter the corner and stay high a little bit more and then start coming down, because my arc is not the best here for corner exit, because when you do it like that, you need to put more wheel into it, and then when you have more wheel into it, you can't step on the gas as early. So it's really important to get a good drive off here, because it's the longest stretch. So the better the drive off, the better you're gonna be. Another thing too is that coming out of corner 3 is notorious for self-spin, or a self-spin that turns into a wreck. So be very careful if there's like a big bunch of cars in front of you. It's a possibility that something will happen there. So coming out of turn 1 here, see I brake too late, and brake too late for what I'm trying to do, I guess. But like this is the line that I see like most of the successful drivers take, like really high, and then but for some reason when they come about here, they're able to start cutting down, and I wasn't able to. So it screwed a little bit for me there. I also shifted. And I think my car dragged on the ground too there for a sec. Yeah, okay. Just the way I took my corner. Alright. So yeah, in the tunnel turn, the most important thing here, like, I mean, if you're, racing somebody, like, practice lining up that corner, because it's very important that you don't overcorrect. See, like, I didn't hit my line properly, but my car felt good, and then I didn't wait long enough, so I lost a lot of time coming out of the corner. So it's all about like getting your timing down and your corners right, and then if you can do that, usually like you'll be okay and keep your car out of trouble. Like don't put yourself in a situation that you're gonna get wrecked, or if somebody if you're like trying to pass somebody coming into turn 1 and somebody goes on your inside and puts you 3 wide, like you have two mentalities that you can choose there. You can say like, what the fuck is this guy doing, and say like I'm gonna stay there because like what he's doing is dangerous, and that's fine, because if you think the other person is making a mistake, they're making a mistake no matter what happens in your head. But the problem with that mentality is that if you think that person is doing a mistake and they're not going to be able to hold their line, but you're staying there out of spite, you're just asking to have your race end early. So just like it happened to me at Indianapolis, somebody was in my main side, didn't even come close to my spotter calling it, but I was like, it's my corner, and I gave him 3 car widths, but he was outbraking me no matter what how late I hit the brakes, and I got put into the wall. So I mean, yeah, I was mad at him, but I mean, it's my own fault because I knew the guy that was racing me there, and I knew I wasn't safe around him. So ultimately, I mean, I have nobody else but myself to blame. So keep that in mind. To get into the pits here, I mean, if you want to be nice about it, if you know you're pitting and you're on the green flag, like enter the corner low here. Get low on the track. Because if you stay here, you're going to have to slow down like a lot to make that corner nice and easy. And that's going to make it stack up the field if you have somebody behind you or whatever. It's going to make it risky. So just try and stay low so you can get into the pit safely. I think that about covers it. Like I said at the start, like Pocono still gives me like a really hard time. So I mean, it's not the best track guide out there, but some information is good. Like the way to take 2 and 3, just for 1 for me, it's like all over the place all the time. But I just wanted to keep the series going because I started, not because like I have like a problem at a track that I want to skip it 1 week or whatever. I just want to just like do a disclaimer and say right away that this is not my best track, and still keep doing those because just to keep a thing of consistency going on. Anyway, hit like if you like the video, subscribe if you want to see some more, and I'll catch you guys later.